Hey folks, Kyle Keogh here with a new training video for you. This week I've resolved myself to start filming my training for as many sessions as possible and posting it so that I can keep a more comprehensive video log of my training. And so that is the simplest possible explanation for why I'm doing more training videos. This video was taken today, and it was taken of a squat session that I did. The squat session was done primarily in reps. This is just a warm-up set, 315 for 3. I ended up doing 390 for 4, 430 for 4, and 470 for 3. Missed my 4th rep on 470, and that's the first time in a while I've missed a squat rep. A little disappointed in not being able to hit it, but I was able to take a look at the technique. I realized that I'm getting lazy with my upper back tightness on my squat, and so I'm letting the bar really start to dip on my right side. That's going to be something I have to correct. It's something that I can get away with using a thick squat bar because it doesn't really sit as far down on my back, but with a thinner bar like I was using on this particular session, it's very easy for me to let that inequality appear during my squats. And so felt okay about my squatting on this day. Felt like it was a clear improvement over last week, in which I only went up to 455, I believe, for 3, and that felt really heavy. 470 for 3 felt comparatively a little easier. I was disappointed again that I missed the 4th rep, but that's okay. I've really taken steps this week to try and make improvements to my squat, really up the frequency of my squatting, up the amount of squatting, the total volume that I'm doing. And I've also tried to identify some different movement variations that I think will finally get me over the hump and get me squatting some bigger numbers. Been doing double pause squats, and I feel really good about those. I feel like those had a pretty direct carryover to this session already. I don't think I'm substantially stronger for having done them, but I do feel a little more comfortable dropping into the hole. You can see here that the squat depth for this 470 for 3 is definitely better than it was a few weeks ago when I did 470 for 3 on my birthday. I'm getting more comfortable squatting to a legitimate competition depth, and that's important because that's where I'm going to need to be the next time I do a meet. So I really made that my focus, and I was pleased with the squat depth. I thought it looked a lot better than it had previously. I still have to continue to focus on it, but I am making progress, and I'm happy about that. Otherwise, I'm just at this point in my training, I'm really going to try and sprint for the next 6 to 8 weeks or so for my squat training and my bench training. I've been doing pretty low volume, pretty low exertion for a while on those two lifts. Coming off of a intro phase for my bench press, I'm going to be running an intense phase now. For my deadlift rather. I'm going to be running an intense phase for my deadlift now, of coming off of an intro phase. And I just feel like it's the right time to really start to really push my training. It's been easy for a while, and so I'm going to run a pretty intense training cycle, and I'm going to see where I can get. I'd like to make some big improvements on my squat. I've been stuck at around 520 in reps for the last year and a half, and at some point I need to break through, and I need to put some pounds on that number. And I'm hoping maybe this is going to be the time where I'm going to get that figured out and start squatting some bigger numbers. It's been a long process, but I feel like at some point it's going to click, and at some point I'm going to break through this limit that I feel like I've ended up having placed on my squat. Anyway, keep checking in more videos for you very soon.